Hello, everyone. I'm still getting set up, so if you'll give me just a minute, I'm going to let some people come in as I'm setting all this up and getting it ready for you guys. I got to make sure everything fits. Okay. All right. Good morning, Debbie. How are you? Please like and share, everyone. Can you hear me okay, Debbie? And is that fan loud? I don't want the fan being picked up at all because I know that's a pain. Okay. All right. There we go. I think it's all good now. Good morning, the chairman. I'm going to go ahead and turn this other fan off because I know it's probably loud. There we go. Because I don't want it to be loud. I was going to just do a live stream today with just me on here and not the pictures or anything. So the pictures are probably not the best on this one because I wasn't planning on doing that. I just kind of this morning went and grabbed some. But I did not sleep very good last night, and so here we are doing pictures again. So I'll let a few more people get in here, and then I will. Not hearing your fan because mine is so loud. I understand that, Debbie. You keep your fan on. Let's see. I'm going to try to. Well, I can't really share this out because. Okay. It's all right. I should have shared it before I went live, but I didn't. So we have a awesome, not an awesome, but another crazy dude to talk about. Hi, Sandra. You enjoying your vacation? Hi, Florina. Good morning. Good morning. I hope all of you saw the schedule that I posted. And I understand that everybody's not going to be able to make it to all 3 live streams during the week, but morning times is the best for me. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in the mornings, we are going to be going live. That may not always be, depending on if we have an appointment or something like that, but most of the time it will be that Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. Right. I'll let some more people get in here, and then we'll go over the prayer list real quick and do our prayer, our shout outs, and then we will begin. All right. I keep hitting that, and I don't mean to. Is everyone having a good day so far? And what you're seeing on the screen there is my shadow. So that's me. There's a lamp behind me, so. I'm not drinking no coffee this morning. I've got my Diet Dr. Pepper. Let me tell you how tired I am. I made Cody a cup of coffee and I left it there. Hi, Laura. Are y'all watching? Laura and my dad and Cody and Lucy are in the living room. So they are watching. It's good. That's good, Debbie, that it's cooler there. I know all y'all up in Canada are not enjoying that heat, especially when most of you don't have AC units. That would not be good. I'm hoping we get some rain off of this tropical storm that's down there in the Gulf. It said we were, and it's been cloudy the last couple of days. That hasn't helped the humidity at all. Sorry, we got a few extra names added to our prayer list this week. So I'm going to run through them, then we're going to do our prayer, and then we'll get started on the discussion about our serial killer. So, of course, keep me and Cody in your prayers. My mom and dad, my oldest daughter, Victoria, definitely keep her in your prayers. April's mom and dad and her family. Steph Layne. Debbie and her family. Melissa and Patrick. Shayna and Danny. Kimberly Adair, and also her brother, who's been missing for a while. Hi, David. He's been missing for several months, and they still have not found him. Let's see. Prayers for Sobe, for Sarah Hardy, that her and her family get an AC unit, which I know Debbie's fighting that too. Prayers for Lori J's sister, for Ghost Mafia's family and friends, for Vodka Vamp, please pray for her mom. Hi, Krista. David, Bud Files, hello. Pray for Aaliyah, Charmaine's daughter. She's still fighting her seizures. Sandra's dad, Andre. Keep him in your prayers. For Sam, from Sam's Pretty Paranormal. Prayers for E.T. and his family. And prayers for my sister-in-law's grandmother. Keep her in your prayers as well. All right, so let's do our prayer. And if y'all have anything to add to the prayer list, please do so in the comments or here in the chat, and we'll get them added. Dear Heavenly Father, please hear our prayer for the sick members in our community and for all those in need. You know what those needs are. Show your mercy as you close wounds, cure illness, and make broken souls whole again. Thank you for the amazing people in this community who are constantly battling for those around them. Thank you for the people you have put in our path. We thank you for all that you do and all that you are. In your name, amen. Amen. I'll tell you what, I'd probably be lost this last couple of months if I wasn't going to church and been doing a lot of prayer. That's for sure. So I definitely have God to thank for that. I also have some other people I want to thank. The Still One, Cheryl with Courage, Teresa Lemons, Keith Grace, Debbie McWaters, George, Sam, Wendy, Sean, Joyanne, Vodka Vamp, E.T., Karen Wright, Mitzi, Shayna and Danny, Player, and Sherry. And everybody else who's always there praying and sending us messages of encouragement. We will definitely get there. So tomorrow is Mitzi's birthday, so everybody wish her a happy birthday. And then we have Jan's coming up on the 26th, so make sure y'all wish them happy birthdays. We also have new levels on our membership. The first level is True Crime, then Ghost Hunter. We also have a Howdy, a Serial Killer, and The Exorcist. So those are some of our new names for our members. And we're going to be doing some members only stuff soon. So if you want to take advantage of that, make sure you become a member. All right. So today we are going to be talking about, and Laura, are you still, I heard you laughing, so I know you're on here. What was Kenneth's middle name, Laura? Was it Alan? Kenneth Wayne. Okay. Okay. Because when I first heard this guy's name, I was like, I know that name from somewhere. And then I was like, maybe Kenneth's middle name was Alan, but now I remember it was Wayne. I'm so sorry to hear that, Sandra. I know that's got to be hard. Cody and them were kind of dealing with that towards the end there too, and it's definitely hard. So lots of prayers for you and your family as well, because I know it's just as hard on y'all as it is on him. All right, so today's serial killer that we're going to be talking about, his name is Kenneth Allen McDuff, and this is going to be a Texas boy, and I will tell you that Texas really ticked me off on this one. They kind of dropped the ball with this one several times. So Kenneth Allen McDuff was raised on 201 Linden Street in the central Texas town of Rosebud. So let me get over here to my photos. So this is Kenneth Allen McDuff, and he was raised in this town of Rosebud, which is a little bit northeast of Austin and northwest of Houston. His father ran a successful concrete business during the Texas construction boom of 1960s. McDuff was indulged by his family, particularly his mother, Addie, nicknamed the Pistol Packing Mama, because she threatened a school bus driver with a gun after the driver kicked McDuff's twin brother, Lonnie, off the bus. So that kind of tells you what kind of family he came from. And, of course, Texas again. At Rosebud High School, McDuff earned the reputation of being a bully. So a lot of the kids did not like him. Where am I going? That's not the right way. He was careful to pick on weaker individuals. After the large but not strong McDuff lost a fight he had picked with an athletic and popular boy named Tommy Sammons. As a result, he quit school and worked for his father's business doing manual labor. McDuff would often brag in later interviews that the old ladies loved how he mowed their lawns, making others jealous. But mowing the lawns was not exactly what he was doing. He was actually robbing these people blind, and McDuff was convicted of a series of burglaries and put in prison. McDuff's criminal record began 2 years before his first murder. At the age of 18, McDuff was We're having some connection issues here. Okay, am I still here? All right. So he didn't even serve not even a tenth of his time that he was supposed to, and he was able to be paroled out. So that was 12 counts of burglary. Thank y'all. McDuff briefly returned to prison after becoming involved in a fight, but was soon released. So, second time he goes to prison. While he had not been convicted of any murders at this time, his accomplice in the 1966 triple murder, Roy Dale Green, said that McDuff bragged openly about his criminal record and claimed to have raped and killed 2 young women. So this one here is Kenneth McDuff, and this one over here, that's Roy Dale Green, his friend. On August 6, 1966, McDuff and Green, whom he had met around a month earlier through a mutual acquaintance, spent the day pouring concrete for McDuff's father. Then they drove around. As McDuff said, he was looking for a girl. At 10 p.m., Robert Brand, age 17, his girlfriend Edna Louise Sullivan, age 16, and Brand's 15-year-old cousin, Mark Dunham, were standing beside their parked car on a baseball field in the Everman, Texas. While cruising around, McDuff noticed Sullivan and parked around 150 yards away from the soon-to-be victims. He threatened the trio with his .38 Colt revolver and ordered them to get into the trunk of their car. With Green following in McDuff's car, McDuff drove the victims forward along a highway and then into a field where he ordered Sullivan out of the truck out of the trunk of the Ford and instructed Green to put her into the trunk of his Dodge Coronet. Never heard of that car, Coronet. At this point, according to Green's statement, McDuff said that he would have to knock him off. He proceeded to fire 6 shots into the trunk of the Ford despite Dunman and Brand's pleas not to. McDuff then instructed Green to wipe the fingerprints off the Ford. Hi, Sean. How are you? So he took their car, put them in the trunk. Then he took the girl out, put her in his trunk, and then shot holes into the trunk of their car and killed both of the 16 or 17-year-old and the 15-year-old. After driving to another location, McDuff and Green, under duress, raped Sullivan. Well, Green says he was under duress. He said that he was forced to rape Sullivan. I do not believe he was. After she was raped repeatedly, McDuff asked Green for something with which to strangle her. Green gave him his belt. However, in the end, McDuff opted to use a 3-foot-long piece of broomstick from his car. He choked Sullivan, and then Green and he dumped her body in some bushes. They purchased Coca-Cola from a Hillsboro gas station before driving to Green's house to spend the night. The following day, McDuff buried his revolver beside Green's garage, and their mutual acquaintance, Richard Boyd, allowed McDuff to wash his car at his house. So he got rid of all the evidence. This is something he was definitely known for, was getting rid of evidence and not leaving any fingerprints or DNA. But Green, however, had a guilty conscience, and he confessed to Boyd's parents, who told Green's mother, who then convinced her son to go turn himself in. McDuff was arrested by Falls County Sheriff Albert Brady Pamplin, who was a Texas Ranger. McDuff received a death sentence in Texas, electric chair. Green received 25-year sentence and was released in 1979. He turned state's evidence and got a plea deal for doing so. But McDuff was given the death penalty. McDuff's sentence was commuted to a life sentence, and he hired a lawyer who amassed a dossier of various evidence that claimed to show that Green was the real killer. Some members of the parole board were impressed by the dossier. During a one-on-one interview with the board members, though, McDuff offered him a bribe to secure a favorable decision on the parole application. He offered this guy $25,000 to approve his parole. But it proved meaningless, and the parole board told on him, and he got another 2 years added to his sentence for bribing an official. The board members, though, thought McDuff could still contribute to society and decided to grant him parole, and he was released in 1989. Now, that is not true because they didn't just decide to give him parole because he was a good person. He definitely was not. Texas at that time was not getting any assistance from the government, and their prisons were small. They could not house all the people that were getting arrested, and so they were given so many people per month that they had to release. And ones that were up for parole, they pretty much paroled. Whether they needed it or deserved it does not matter. This is where Texas completely dropped the ball. And if y'all would just put them in like cages or build them mud huts or something like that, like I said, y'all wouldn't need all that room. McDuff was one of 20 former death row inmates and 127 murderers to be paroled. So they let 20 death row inmates and 127 murderers back out into the world. After being released, he got a job at a gas station making $4 an hour while taking classes at a Texas State Technical College in Waco, which the state paid for. That really ticks me off. The state paid for that. Um, hello, Nicole. How are you? Yeah, it does have a black background, Nicole, because I'm doing the vertical screen. Let's see. All right, so he's going to college and he's working at this gas station. Within 3 days of his release, he is widely believed to have begun a killing spree again. The body of 29-year-old Seraphia Parker was discovered on October 14th, and let me see if I have her photo. That's not her. I'm thinking this might be it. Yes. All right. No, why do I not have her picture on here? I do have her picture somewhere. All my pictures are out of order, so I apologize. Let me find her. We're just going to leave it at this because I don't want to put the wrong picture with the wrong name. So the body of 29-year-old Seraphina Parker was discovered on October 14, 1989 in Temple, a town 48 miles south of Waco along the I-35 corridor. McDuff was not charged with this crime, though. However, he was soon returned to prison on a parole violation for making death threats to an African-American youth in Rosebud. Addie McDuff paid $1,500 plus an additional $700 for expenses to 2 Huntsville attorneys in return for their evaluating her son's prospect of release. On December 18, 1990, McDuff was again released from prison. On the night of October 10, 1991, now I know where we're at, he picked up a sex worker named Brenda Thompson in Waco. He tied her up, but then stopped his truck about 50 feet from a police checkpoint. When a policeman walked towards McDuff's vehicle, Thompson repeatedly kicked the windshield of McDuff's truck, cracking it several times. Now, this is where it gets kind of iffy because there's 2 different stories. One says he was arrested, but claimed it to be consensual. And then another one says that he accelerated very quickly, drove off. And the police couldn't catch him, and then he eluded them by turning off his lights and traveling down a one-way street. Ultimately, he parked his truck in a wooded area near U.S. Route 84 and tortured Thompson to death. Her body was not discovered until 1998. So there's 2 contradicting stories on that. One is that the police actually found her and saved her, and then the other one is that he actually killed her. So I found 2 contradicting stories on that, so I'm really not sure which one is actually true. 5 days later, on October 15th, 1991, McDuff and a 21-year-old sex worker named Regina Deanne Moore, which is this, where's she at? I don't know where all my pictures went. Hold on. Huh. Some of my pictures are not showing up. So, okay. This is what I get for doing this quickly. Hi, Yankee Kyle. Hi, Native Atheist. If anybody else came in, I'm sorry. I'm reading this off a paper, so I'm not really looking at the chat right this sec. All right. So he picked up the 21-year-old sex worker named Regina Deanne Moore, were witnessed arguing at a Waco motel. Shortly thereafter, the pair drove in McDuff's pickup truck to a remote area beside Texas State Highway 6 near Waco. McDuff tied her arms and legs with stockings before killing her. She had been missing from home for 7 years by the time her body was discovered on September 29, 1998. McDuff is also believed to have murdered Cynthia Renee Gonzalez, 23, who was found dead in a creek bed near County Road 313 in a heavily wooded terrain 1 mile west of I-35 on September 21, 1991. And this was 6 days after she was reported missing from Arlington. Thank you, Sandra, for being a member for 39 months. I appreciate that. And thank you so much. I'm glad y'all are enjoying these. Love you bunches. Um, McDuff and an accomplice, Alva Hank Worley, murdered Colleen Reed, a Louisiana native, on December 29, 1991. McDuff and Worley drove to an Austin car wash and kidnapped Reed in plain sight of eyewitnesses before driving away. So Worley said that McDuff was out looking for another woman, and he pulled into this car wash, told him to wait there, and he walked around the corner of the car wash and grabbed this lady, and he come back holding her around her throat and threw her in the car and told him to get in, let's go. Again, I don't believe this to be true. I believe they both knew something was going on, but one of them's got to turn state's evidence so they can get a better deal. Worley admitted in April 1992 interview with the Bell County Sheriff's Department that he had raped Reed and tortured her with cigarettes. He repeatedly burned her on her face, body, and anywhere he could with lit cigarettes, putting them out all over her body, but he stated that he did not participate in her murder. So, Worley said he tortured her, but he did not participate in the murder. You are participating in the murder if you are participating in things that could eventually kill her. So that made no sense to me. McDuff's next victim was Valencia Joshua, a sex worker who was last seen alive knocking on McDuff's door. He strangled Joshua on February 24th, 1992. And I'm really not sure where all my pictures are. This one right here, this is the lady he picked up at the car wash and killed. But I'm really not sure where all my pictures went. They've all just kind of disappeared. Huh. Okay. All right. Her body was discovered on March 15th at a golf course near their college. So, right behind the college was a golf course, and she was in a very shallow grave there, and some younger college students found her body sticking out of the ground. And then next was Melissa Northrup, a 22-year-old store clerk at a Waco Quick Pack, the same store McDuff had worked at one point. So he knew all that they didn't have video cameras, how late they stayed open, that only one person would be working. So he knew all this about these places because he had once worked there. And Melissa was pregnant when she went missing from the store. But they did find McDuff's car there in the parking lot. So they pretty much knew it was him from the get-go. Hi, Betty. How are you? All right. The kidnapper also took, which was McDuff, took $250 from the cash register. McDuff was a suspect because he had been seen in the vicinity of the Quick Pack at the time of the Northrup's disappearance. During the investigation before the body was found, a college friend of McDuff's told police officers that he had attempted to enlist his help in robbing the store. Northrup died on March 1st, 1992, and a fisherman found her body on April 26th. And I believe they said she was 4 months pregnant. I'm not real sure on that, but I'm pretty sure that that's what they said. Hi, Claire. How are you? All right. So, consequently, on March 6, 1992, a local state attorney issued a warrant for his arrest. In April 1992, Bell County investigators had brought in Worley for questioning because he was a known acquaintance of McDuff's. Worley admitted to his involvement in the kidnapping of Reed. He was held in Travis County Jail while the police continued their search for McDuff. McDuff had moved to Kansas City, Missouri, where he was working at a refuse collection company and living under assumed name of Richard Fowler. On May 1st, 1992, a co-worker of his named Gary Smith watched the Fox television program America's Most Wanted. Smith noticed how similar McDuff's features on the program was to his new co-worker. After discussing the matter with another co-worker, Smith telephoned the Kansas City Police Department, which searched Fowler's name and found out that he had been arrested and fingerprinted for soliciting sex workers. Let's see, a comparison of the fingerprints taken from Fowler to those of McDuff showed that they were the same. On May 4th, 1992, a surveillance team of 6 officers arrested McDuff as he drove to a landfill south of Kansas City. The arresting officers included Deputy U.S. Marshal Thomas Parnell McNair and his brother, Deputy U.S. Marshal Mike McNair, and Falls County Sheriff Larry Pamplin, whose fathers had both arrested McDuff in 1966. So the 2 brothers that were now marshals, their dad played a part in arresting him in 1966. And also Sheriff Larry Pamplin, his father was the sheriff when McDuff was arrested in 1966. So it had been kind of like a mission of theirs to arrest the man that the state let go after their fathers had arrested him. So they all 3 took part in arresting McDuff then. Let's see. Let me move this back here. So McDuff was indicted on 1 count of capital murder for Northrop's murder in McLennan, Texas. He was found guilty on June 26, 1992. And Texas juries determine whether or not an individual convicted of capital murder receives life imprisonment or the death penalty. Journalist Gary Cartwright expressed the hope that he would be executed, saying, "If there has ever been a good argument for the death penalty, it's Kenneth McDuff." On February 18, 1993, the jury, in a special punishment hearing, opted to sentence him to death. Following several delays while appeals were heard, the Western District Court denied habeas corpus relief and rescheduled the execution date for November 17, 1998. And he was denied authorization for another, and he gave up Reed's burial location a few weeks before his execution. So he did let them know where Reed's body was. So McDuff now is buried in Captain Joe Bird Cemetery, also known as, and I can see why they call it Captain Joe Bird Cemetery, because it's also known as Peckerwood Hill Cemetery in Huntsville, Texas. I don't know why anybody would name a cemetery that. That makes no sense. Prisoners buried there are those whose families chose not to claim their remains. His headstone contains only his date of execution, 11/17/98, and an X, meaning that the state of Texas executed him, and his death row number 999055. So he was finally executed, but I blame the government, Texas, everything, for letting him go in the first place. There's no reason why he should have been let go. Hi, Big Action Papa. How are you? There's no reason why they should have let him go. There's no reason why they should have let any of them people go that were on death row or convicted murderers. They should not have gave them a reduced sentence because they were overcrowded. Let the people go that stole a pack of bubble gum or that, got in some minor trouble. Don't be letting them murderers go, because 9 times out of 10 they're going to do it again. They have urges. They have needs when you're a psychotic person like that. Love and hugs to you too, Krista. But I am sorry that my pictures are messed up. I'm not even sure what happened, because I did actually have pictures of all of that stuff. But for some reason, they were not in my group of pictures that were on here. But this, me and my dad and Cody watched about this last night. Watched a documentary about it because when I do research for these things, I watch several documentaries. I read everything I can, and then I try to find pictures that match up to the story and everything. Hi, Sarah. How are you doing? I hope you got an air conditioner, but I do have you on the prayer list. I know y'all are hot. It has been extremely hot here too, and it's so humid with all that stuff going on in the Gulf. The humidity is so high here. You just sit there and sweat. And I know Miss Debbie and them's going through the same thing. It is sad they let the murderers go, and there's no telling how many people that they killed after that. You know, these people's lives could have been saved. Sarah, do y'all not have any like missions or something like that there that might be able to help? See if they have any that's donated, or at least some fans or something. I know some places do that. I'm not sure in your area where it would be, but I think it's hot and humid. Well, David, Texas sent all y'all up north a present, and it's called the heat. I don't know what this updraft was or whatever, but it's supposedly Texas sent a bunch of their heat up north, and I think a lot of people are feeling it. Heat wave broke here today. Temps in the high 40s with humidity over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Yep, that's what we deal with every day, and it's yucky. I used to love summer. I used to hate winter. I'm not saying I love winter, but I'm saying I'm okay with fall getting here pretty quick. I cannot handle summer like I used to. Plus, I had a hysterectomy when I was 22 years old, and so I was taking hormones, and I also take blood thinners for my blood disorders, and that I used to stay cold all the time. Well, because I was having some problems, not with clotting, but they said that my blood count was in the area where clotting was going to be an issue. They decided to take me off my hormone because that can cause blood clots. And so they put me on another medicine, and let me tell you, that medicine does not make me cold. It makes me have hot flashes, night sweats. I feel horrible all the time because it is so hot. Oh, you're so lucky, David. But I bet it is now, huh? I hate that you're having to deal with that because I know y'all were definitely not uh, prepared for that up there in Canada. Just like if we got a bunch of snow here in Texas, we wouldn't know what to do. And y'all just keep all that snow crap up there because I still don't want no snow. I just want cooler temperatures. I'm not a snow person. Yeah, it looks pretty on pictures, but it does not look pretty in person. Everybody's like, oh, snow looks so pretty. No, it don't. It looks disgusting because once it starts melting, everything looks muddy and dirty, and then it leaves big old mud piles everywhere. And then they scrape it off the roads and push it up on the side of the roads, and it's big old mounds of gray, ice-looking things. Ain't nothing pretty about it when it snows in Texas, that's for sure. You mix a bunch of dirt and mud and cow manure in with snow, it's not going to be pretty. But I'm so ready for fall to get here. Um, and not just because it's my favorite time of year either, but because the temperatures. I need the temperatures gone. Yes, Sandra, we know y'all need y'all's 12 feet of snow. I can't. I don't know how y'all do it. That day that me and Twinkie tried to walk on the snow and we fell through, and got butt cheek deep in the snow, that was it for me. Although in Colorado, I was really surprised because we were 13,000 feet in the mountains and there was snow everywhere and it was not cold. Like it was cold, but it wasn't that cold. When it gets 60 degrees here in Texas, I'm freezing. But up there, it was like 30, 40 something degrees and there was snow everywhere and it wasn't cold. It's only cute for maybe 5 minutes of the very first snow of the season. Now, we don't get, like if we get snow here, it's usually like a powder. And that powder is usually covering the 6 inches of ice that's below it. Because we do get a lot of ice. And then you'll have that pretty powder layer of snow over the top of it, which is very deceiving because you go to run and play in the snow and shoop right on your butt. Cracking your tailbones, breaking your arms, busting an ankle because it is very deceiving. And nobody can drive on it. Well, I know several people that can drive on it, but I know most people in Texas can't even drive when it's raining outside. They definitely can't drive when there's ice on the ground. I feel like a polar bear in the desert. I bet so. Yeah, definitely, Nicole. And see, that's why if I ever visit Canada, or if I ever visit like Rob and them and Michigan, or Batty and them in Illinois, shoot, they can't even drive when the sun is shining. Exactly. That's 90% of Texans right there. They can't drive when the sun's shining. Most of them shouldn't have a driver's license. Let's just put it that way. And everyone on here, that Laura Nell, that's my cousin. She's the one you always hear laughing in there in the background. I call her Layla or Lala. My mom calls her Sissy. Everyone else has nicknames for her too, but I don't think anyone ever calls her Laura. I'm not saying that, Krista. I know you try to get me to say that every time. You're trying to get me to cuss on here. I ain't gonna done it. But on Mondays, we are going to be doing the first serial killers, and that's serial killers from way back. It could be back hundreds and hundreds of years. It could be in the Wild West. It could be in the 30s and 40s, 50s, you know, but not the current serial killers that are like really popular and everybody's always talking about. I'm going back and trying to find ones that a lot of people haven't heard of or that they don't talk about a lot. And one of them that I'm going to be talking about next week on this one is going to be somebody who committed a lot of murders around here in our area. And he also has a big significance to another case that we've worked on that we had no clue about. But we also found out something last night that he's actually related to somebody that is in our family. Not by blood, but by marriage and friendship. So we are going to be tying all that together next week on Friday. And Wednesdays, that's going to be a doozy too. And I do want to thank my admin, Debbie McWaters, for all her help and research and the time she spends looking up stuff. I can tell her the name of somebody that I'm going to be looking up, or I can tell her what I'm going to be looking up, like just the general description of what I'm going to be looking up. And within an hour, she has sent me several documentaries, several articles about it, and also different ideas. So thank you, Debbie, for all the work you do in the background. I appreciate it very much. And that's on top of the 20 emails I get with different ideas for videos. So she's on top of it. She definitely takes care of our channel. And we appreciate her very much. We got to make sure we get her in our or give her props every day for that, because a lot of the stuff that we do on here is mostly her ideas. So I definitely appreciate that. And there's one she sent me yesterday that I think we're going to be covering next Wednesday on the coffee and conversation with the curious. And that's going to be another Canadian investigation that we're going to be covering. So that's going to be cool. And I've researched it quite a bit, and it's very disturbing. So, but guys, we still do have our GoFundMe going, and we appreciate anything and everything that anybody can send. Please continue to send prayers. We're still working on a lot of things, and we're still applying for different stuff and apartments and whatnot. So hopefully we can get something pretty quick. Definitely thanks to my mom and dad and Layne and Sky and all them for all their help and their patience and all that with us. It's definitely been a lot. And church has definitely been helping too. So my cousin Lala, we go to her church. It's an awesome church group. The pastor's amazing. I absolutely love listening to him preach. So that's definitely been helping as well. But if y'all can't donate, we understand. Don't apologize to us because we know that times are hard for everyone. So please don't send me a message apologizing because you have no reason to apologize. Prayers work just as well. So if you can't donate, just share it out for us. Pray for us. And we appreciate that very much. Just as much. I think sometime this weekend we're going to be doing something for our members. I don't know if it's going to be a video or if it's going to be a live, so just wait for that if you're a member on this channel. And I'm trying to think. I don't know what else to... Oh, thank you, Native Atheist. That's amazing. Thank you so much for that. Oh, and we can heart those now. Did y'all know that? We can heart them and like them. And then you can also comment on them and stuff. So y'all can comment on them, I think. Not real sure about that, but I'm pretty sure y'all can comment on them as well. But thank you so much, Native Atheist. I appreciate that. Yes, she definitely is, Sandra. She is definitely the best. But be looking for a lot of new stuff coming from us. I've been putting up shorts covering some of these lives that we're doing, trying to bring in some more people who like the true crime stuff. So if you know of people that like them, please share them out to them. We'd love to have some new people around here as well. Hi, Andre. How are you? And go back and check out some of our old playlists. We are going to start doing the Does It Really Work thing with the apps. We're going to start doing those again. We're going to start doing My Paranormal Nightmare. The crystals for beginners. We've got a lot of stuff coming, and I'm just trying to get as much done as I can before we start having appointments and all that other stuff. So try to get some stuff backed up in case I can't do a live. Maybe have some filmed for y'all. That way I can just throw it up if I need to. But I know I've been sharing the GoFundMe and stuff a lot, and I'm not going to apologize for it because that's what you're supposed to do. But I'm just trying to keep it up and going for right now. Hopefully I find something very soon. And but definitely sharing these out and commenting after the live streams and stuff helps YouTube share them out. Watching the shorts and everything definitely helps, and this will definitely keep us, kind of going month to month. And thank God for YouTube because that has helped us out a lot too. I didn't even realize the other day, Wednesday, when we did our live stream, that it was our 7th year anniversary. And so I didn't realize it till after the live stream, whenever I opened up the deal to make sure I didn't have any, like, they didn't demonetize it or something. And it said, happy birthday to your channel. I was like, oh, I didn't even know. So 7 years, me and Layne have been on this channel, and Cody and Mom, and yeah, it's been a blast. Oh, that's awesome, Sandra. Congratulations. 12 away from 2K. So if y'all don't have Sandra Pink Paranormal, go over and check her out. You will love her channel. But Monday, we're going to be live at 9 o'clock. So definitely be there Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. So mark your calendars. Tell your neighbors. Tell your postman, your grocery store workers, whatever. Let them all know that we're going to be live at 9 o'clock Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, doing a lot of true crime and stuff like that, because I'm really enjoying the research alone of this stuff. So come back and see us on Monday. Go back and check out the old ones if you missed any, because we've got a few on here that were doozies. Yes, Krista, you have. Your hips don't lie, girl. Oh, thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that. But make sure y'all leave a comment down in the comments down below. I love you guys. You mean the world to us. We hope you know that. And that's not good, Florida. Don't tell him. He'll forget our channel name. But we love you guys, and we will see you on Monday. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us. Love y'all. Bye.